This video did not exist in your timeline until you directed your conscious attention toward it. You collapsed the wave of infinite possibilities and brought this exact message into your physical reality. Today, we are going to explore one of the most profound and misunderstood physical sensations you can experience. We are going to decode the secret of the quantum field and the observer effect through something you have felt all your life. By the end of this transmission, you will understand your true power as the ultimate creator of your reality, and you will never listen to music the same way again. Tell me, have you ever felt a sudden wave of intense chills and goosebumps wash over your entire body while listening to a specific song, feeling as though your soul is trying to break free? To comprehend the magnitude of what is happening to you, we must first establish the metaphysical context of your existence. You have been taught to view the universe as a collection of solid, unmovable objects, but esoteric wisdom and quantum mechanics agree on one undeniable truth. Everything is fundamentally a field of vibrating energy. This is the quantum field, a vast, invisible web of infinite probabilities and dormant timelines waiting to be activated. In this realm, an electron is not a solid point, but a wave of potential. It only becomes a physical particle when a conscious mind interacts with it. This is the observer effect. Observation is not a passive act of simply looking at the world. Observation is the most powerful, active force in the universe. Your attention is the mechanism that forces the formless energy of the cosmos to take a specific, physical shape in your life. Have you ever been listening to a piece of music, perhaps a soaring cinematic score or a deeply resonant vocal track, and suddenly felt a wave of electricity wash over your skin? Science calls this phenomenon frisson, reducing it to a mere evolutionary reflex, a remnant of ancient survival instincts meant to keep our primitive ancestors warm. But your soul knows the profound truth. This physical reaction is not a biological accident or a random firing of neurons. It is a profound quantum event occurring right inside your physical vessel. When you experience these intense goosebumps, your consciousness is temporarily bypassing the dense filters of this three-dimensional reality. You are experiencing a momentary, powerful alignment with a frequency that originates far beyond the boundaries of space and time. Your physical body is acting as a biological antenna, catching a broadcast from the unified field. The sudden chill and the hair standing on end is the cellular shock of recognizing a truth that your conscious mind has forgotten. It is the undeniable physical proof that you are not just meat and bone, but a highly sensitive receiver of cosmic data. You are literally feeling a frequency from your true home dimension intersecting with your current physical timeline. To truly understand what is happening in those moments of musical transcendence, you must first let go of the greatest illusion of human existence. The illusion is that the world around you is solid, fixed, and separate from you. When you look at your hands, or the device you are watching this on, you perceive solid matter. But if you were to zoom in to the subatomic level, you would find that 99.9% of what you call matter is entirely empty space. The tiny particles that do exist are constantly flickering in and out of existence, appearing and disappearing into the quantum void. What holds this illusion together? It is vibration. It is frequency. Everything in your known universe is essentially a complex symphony of invisible waves. When you hear a piece of music that moves you to tears or covers you in goosebumps, you are not just hearing sound waves traveling through the air. You are experiencing a direct resonance with the foundational architecture of the universe itself. The music acts as a key, unlocking a dormant frequency within your own energetic blueprint. Let us explore the concept of your true home dimension. Before your consciousness chose to incarnate into this dense physical avatar, it existed in a state of pure, unrestricted awareness. In that higher dimensional space, communication does not happen through clumsy spoken words or written text. It happens through instant energetic resonance, through pure vibration, light, and harmonic frequencies. You are completely immersed in a reality composed of unconditional love and infinite creative potential. When you entered this dense, low-vibrating earthly matrix, a veil of forgetfulness was placed over your mind. You were conditioned to believe that you are limited, small, and bound by the rules of physics and society. But your soul cannot be entirely silenced. It retains the memory of that spectacular high-frequency environment. Your home dimension is not a place on a map, it is a specific state of vibration. And under the right conditions, that vibration can bleed through the veil and directly impact your physical body. Music is not merely entertainment. It is a highly advanced mathematical language that acts as a bridge between the physical and the metaphysical worlds. The ancient mystics understood this perfectly. They knew that specific harmonic ratios and geometric sound patterns could alter the state of human consciousness and manipulate physical matter. When a composer channels a deeply moving piece of music, they are not just arranging notes. They are downloading a complex energetic code from the quantum field and translating it into an audible format. When that specific code enters your ears, it travels down your neural pathways and interacts directly with your energetic centers, or chakras. If the frequency of the music perfectly matches the frequency of your higher self, an instant quantum entanglement occurs. The goosebumps you feel are the exact moment the bridge connects. It is a surge of pure, high-dimensional energy flooding your nervous system, reminding you of the vast, infinite being you truly are. This brings us to the core of your creative power, the observer effect. In quantum physics, a particle exists in a state of superposition, meaning it is everywhere and nowhere at the same time until it is observed. The act of conscious observation collapses the wave function, forcing the particle to choose a specific location in space and time. You are the observer. But remember, observation is not just seeing with your physical eyes. True observation is a combination of your focused attention, your belief, and most importantly, your emotional state. You are constantly collapsing reality around you, every single second of every single day. The problem is that most people are observing their reality unconsciously. They observe lack, fear, and limitation, and therefore they collapse waves of lack, fear, and limitation into their physical experience. But what happens when you enter that elevated state of consciousness triggered by the music? You become a master observer. When the music hits you and the goosebumps cover your skin, you are thrust into a state of acute, high-frequency presence. In that specific fraction of a second, your mind is totally clear of mundane worries. You are not thinking about your bills, your past regrets, or your future anxieties. You are entirely present in the now, and your emotional state is elevated to one of awe, wonder, and deep resonance. This is the perfect recipe for conscious manifestation. Emotion is the magnetic charge that pulls reality toward you, while thought is the electrical charge that directs it. In the state of musical frisson, your magnetic field expands massively. You are radiating a frequency of pure alignment out into the quantum field. If you can learn to hold on to a specific intention while you are in this physical state of energetic shock, you can collapse new miraculous timelines into your life with terrifying speed. You are essentially hacking the matrix using the emotional power of your soul. You might be wondering why this does not happen with every song you listen to. Why do only certain melodies or specific voices trigger this immense physical reaction? This is because your soul has a unique energetic signature. Think of it like a cosmic fingerprint. You have experienced millions of lifetimes across different dimensions and star systems, and you have accumulated a very specific set of vibrational preferences. When a song plays, it carries its own geometric pattern. If that pattern doesn't match your internal signature, the music will simply bounce off you as ordinary sound. But when the pattern of the song perfectly mirrors a piece of your eternal soul, the lock clicks open. The sudden rush of chills is the physical friction of two identical frequencies merging across the boundary of dimensions. The song is literally playing you. It is striking the chords of your dormant spiritual DNA and waking up parts of your consciousness that have been asleep for decades. Consider the phenomenon of quantum entanglement. In the laboratory, scientists have proven that two particles can become entangled, meaning that whatever happens to one particle instantly affects the other, regardless of the physical distance between them. They could be on opposite sides of the universe, and the communication remains instantaneous, defying the speed of light. Now, apply this concept to your consciousness. You exist simultaneously in this physical dimension and in your higher, non-physical home dimension. Your physical avatar and your higher self are quantumly entangled. When the profound music plays, it serves as a sudden, massive shockwave through that entanglement. The higher self sends a pulse of pure source energy down the connection line, and your physical body reacts with violent shivers of truth. The goosebumps are the physical echo of a multidimensional event. You are feeling the exact moment your earthly self and your cosmic self are vibrating in perfect unison. Often, along with the physical chills, this experience brings a sudden, unexplainable feeling of nostalgia. But this is not the nostalgia you feel for your childhood or a past relationship. It is a deep, aching homesickness for a place you cannot name and a time you cannot remember. It is a longing for the unity, the peace, and the absolute clarity of the higher realms. This spiritual nostalgia is a powerful compass. It proves that you are not native to the density and chaos of the three-dimensional world. Your consciousness is recognizing that the frequency of the music is closer to your natural state of being than the reality you navigate every day. Do not push this feeling away or dismiss it as simple sentimentality. This homesickness is a beacon, a homing signal transmitted by the quantum field, guiding you back to your true purpose. It is reminding you that you came here on a mission to anchor these higher frequencies into the Earth grid. This profound connection leads us directly to the nature of synchronicity. As you begin to recognize these moments of musical frisson for what they truly are, you will notice something magical happening in your life. The universe will start to communicate with you more clearly. Synchronicity is not a string of happy coincidences. It is the direct feedback loop of the quantum field. When you raise your frequency and experience those chills of truth, you alter your personal magnetic field. You start attracting numbers, events, and people that vibrate at that same elevated level. You might see repeating numbers on the clock right after a song ends, or you might unexpectedly meet someone who is perfectly aligned with your soul's mission. These events are the physical evidence that your conscious observation has successfully collapsed a new, higher probability wave. The field is winking at you, confirming that you have successfully tuned your internal receiver to the home frequency. To fully step into your power, you must understand how thoughts and emotions work together to sculpt reality. Think of your brain as a highly advanced quantum computer. Every thought you have emits an electrical impulse into the field. But a thought alone is not enough to pull an experience into the dense physical realm. A thought is just a blueprint. It requires building materials and a workforce to become real. That is where your heart comes in. Your heart generates a magnetic field that is 5,000 times stronger than the magnetic field of your brain. Your emotions are the magnetic force that draws the physical manifestation of your thought back to you. When you experience the intense chills from music, your heart center is blown wide open. Your magnetic field is operating at maximum capacity. This is why the state of frisson is the most fertile ground for conscious creation. You are generating an unstoppable magnetic pull that commands the universe to reorganize itself. This is the hidden mechanics of the law of attraction that most mainstream teachings fail to mention. The law of attraction is not about sitting in a chair and passively wishing for a new car or a perfect relationship. It is about the rigid, uncompromising physics of frequency matching. The universe does not give you what you want. It gives you who you are being. It mirrors your active state of vibration. If your baseline frequency is fear and desperation, you will collapse waves of more fear and desperation. But when you use music to artificially induce that state of profound spiritual connection, when you force your body to break out in the goosebumps of truth, you temporarily become a vibrational match to your highest timeline. If you can practice holding your deepest desires in your mind while your body is flooded with this multidimensional energy, manifestation is no longer a hopeful gamble. It becomes an absolute mathematical certainty. You compel the field to yield to your command. Have you ever experienced déjà vu during these moments? You are listening to a piece of music, the chills wash over you, and suddenly you are struck with the undeniable feeling that you have lived this exact moment before. Mainstream science will tell you this is just a glitch in the brain's memory processing center. But from a metaphysical perspective, déjà vu is a profound quantum marker. Because time is not linear, all possible pasts, presents, and futures exist simultaneously in the unified field. When you hit that perfect harmonic resonance and the goosebumps appear, you are temporarily lifting your consciousness above the timeline. You are peering down at the maze from above. The feeling of déjà vu is your soul recognizing that this exact moment was pre-planned. It is a signpost indicating that you are perfectly aligned with your highest destiny. Your different multidimensional selves are intersecting at that exact point in time and space. Now that you understand the mechanics, it is time to actively use this phenomenon. Do not let these moments of musical transcendence be random, passive experiences anymore. You can intentionally curate a playlist of the exact songs that trigger this profound physical reaction in your body. Think of this playlist as your personal quantum toolkit. When you feel disconnected, overwhelmed by the density of the physical world, or trapped in negative thought loops, put on your headphones. Isolate yourself. Play the music that forces your soul to remember. Close your eyes and wait for the physical sensation to hit. Wait for the chills. The moment the goosebumps erupt on your skin, hold a clear, vivid image of the reality you wish to create in your mind's eye. Feel the gratitude for that reality as if it has already manifested. You are effectively using the music as a carrier wave to upload your desires directly into the architecture of the universe, bypassing the doubts of your logical mind. The ultimate goal is not just to visit this high-frequency state, but to shift your permanent baseline vibration. Think of your current state of consciousness like the default setting on a radio dial. You might tune into the high-frequency station during a profound meditation or while listening to incredible music, but as soon as you take your headphones off, the dial snaps back to the static of daily life. The static is the stress, the drama, and the collective anxiety of the world. By consistently practicing the conscious observation of these musical chills, you are slowly rewiring your nervous system. You are building new neural pathways that can sustain higher voltages of cosmic energy. Eventually, the dial stops snapping back. Your new normal becomes a state of constant, gentle resonance with your home dimension. You begin to walk through the world anchored in peace, naturally repelling low-frequency events and effortlessly collapsing the most beautiful timelines into your daily reality. To achieve this, you must become hyper-aware of the low-frequency conditioning of society. The matrix is designed to keep you in a state of survival, fear, and constant distraction. When you are in survival mode, your consciousness is trapped in the lowest energy centers of your body. You lose your connection to the quantum field, and you forget how to manifest. You become a victim of circumstance instead of the creator of your reality. The system wants you dense and heavy. But every time you allow music to lift you into that state of electric, full-body chills, you are staging a silent rebellion against the matrix. You are remembering your sovereignty. The goosebumps are the physical shedding of societal programming. You are literally shaking off the dense energy of the collective unconscious and reasserting your connection to the infinite light of the source. As you continue on this path, you will begin to recognize your own unique energetic signature without the need for music. The music was just the training wheels. It was a tool to show you what the frequency of truth feels like in your physical body. But that frequency is who you actually are. You are the music. Eventually, you will learn to generate that profound state of awe and resonance simply by sitting in silence and observing the beauty of a tree, or by looking into the eyes of someone you love. You will be able to summon the goosebumps at will simply by aligning your thoughts with the truth of the universe. When you reach this level of mastery, you become a walking vortex of manifestation. You realize that the external world has no power over you whatsoever. The external world is nothing but a delayed reflection of your internal state. Change the internal frequency, and the external hologram has no choice but to morph and transform to match you. Do not underestimate the impact this has on the collective grid of human consciousness. You are not an isolated island of energy. We are all deeply connected through the unseen threads of the quantum field. When you raise your frequency and anchor the energy of your true home dimension into your physical body, you light up like a beacon on the planetary grid. Your elevated vibration automatically begins to entrain the energy fields of the people around you. Have you ever noticed how the energy of a room changes when a truly peaceful, radiant person walks in? That is quantum entrainment in action. By mastering your own frequency through the conscious use of musical resonance and the observer effect, you are performing a profound service for humanity. You are helping to drag the entire collective timeline out of the shadows and into a higher state of harmonious existence. You must begin to treat your daily life as a continuous quantum experiment. Pay close attention to your physical sensations. Your body is the most sophisticated instrument on the planet, constantly giving you feedback about your alignment. When you feel tight, anxious, or drained, you are out of alignment. You are focusing on the illusion. But when you feel expansive, joyful, and covered in those electric chills of truth, you are plugged directly into the source. The illusion of solid matter and unchangeable circumstances will begin to fade before your eyes. You will start to see the hidden code of the matrix. Challenges will no longer look like immovable walls. They will look like fluid waves of probability that you can easily navigate or simply collapse into a different outcome. You are waking up from a very long, very convincing dream. You are standing at the threshold of a completely new way of existing. The secret has been hidden in plain sight, encoded in the very music that moves your soul. Those intense goosebumps are not just a reaction, they are an invitation to stop playing small, to stop accepting reality as something that happens to you, and to start recognizing reality as something that flows out from you. You are the quantum architect. You are the center of your universe, the prime observer who commands the wave function of infinite possibility to collapse into physical form. The separation between you and the magic of the cosmos is entirely an illusion. Your consciousness is the key, your emotions are the magnet, and the universe is ready and waiting for your explicit command. Step fully into your power, hold your frequency high, and watch the physical world bend to the beautiful, eternal resonance of your true home. The ultimate realization is this: you are not a physical being observing a separate reality. You are the quantum field itself, observing itself from a specific point of consciousness. Every time the music washes over you and the goosebumps rise, it is the universe remembering its own majesty through your physical form. You are the creator, the observer, and the manifested reality all at once. Embrace the chills, for they are the absolute proof of your infinite power. Thank you for tuning your frequency to this transmission today. If your soul recognized the truth in these words, I ask you to subscribe to the channel and leave a like on this video to anchor your presence in this new timeline. Go to the comments right now and write this exact phrase to activate your awareness. I am the observer, creating my reality through my frequency. Yes. And tell me, what specific song or piece of music always gives you goosebumps and connects you to your home dimension?